Hello, welcome to the Learn English with Hamza.
In a small, bustling town, filled with the aroma of fresh bread from bakeries and the chatter of people rushing through their daily lives, there lived a young man named Ethan. Unlike most of his peers, who were content with ordinary jobs, Ethan harbored a dream that burned inside him like an unquenchable fire. He wanted to become a world-renowned writer. However, reality was unkind. He had no money to attend college, no influential connections, and no clear path to achieving his goal. All he had was his passion and a tattered notebook where he poured out his thoughts, stories, and dreams. Ethan worked as a waiter at a small cafe, spending long hours serving customers, cleaning tables, and listening to conversations that inspired new ideas for his stories. While others saw a simple cafe, he saw a world of emotions, laughter, heartbreak, and untold stories. Each night, after finishing his exhausting shifts, he would return to his tiny rented room. Under the dim light of a flickering lamp, he would write. Sometimes, his words flowed effortlessly, and other times, he struggled to find the right sentences. But no matter how tired he was, he never skipped a night without writing. After years of writing, Ethan finally completed his first novel. With great excitement, he sent it to dozens of publishing houses, dreaming of the day he would see his name on a book cover. But then, the responses started coming in. "We regret to inform you that your manuscript does not fit our publishing style. Your story lacks originality and needs significant improvement. Unfortunately, we are not interested at this time." Rejection after rejection, Ethan felt his confidence crumble. Was he not good enough? Would he ever make it? One evening, as he sat in his room staring at yet another rejection email, he thought about giving up. Maybe he was chasing an impossible dream. Maybe he should focus on a stable job like his parents always advised. But deep down, he knew he couldn't quit. Writing was not just a hobby, it was his identity. One day, while cleaning tables at the cafe, he overheard a conversation between two customers about an upcoming online writing competition. The theme was stories of perseverance. Something inside him sparked. If there was ever a theme meant for him, this was it. Without hesitation, he signed up and poured his heart into a short story about a struggling writer who refused to give up on his dreams. He revised it over and over, making sure every word carried weight. Then, with a deep breath, he submitted his entry and tried not to get his hopes up. Weeks passed. He didn't think much about the competition anymore. Then, one afternoon, as he was about to start his shift, his phone buzzed with an email notification. "Congratulations, your story has won first place." Ethan froze. His heart pounded as he reread the message. This wasn't a rejection. This was a yes, a long-awaited yes. Winning the competition opened new doors for Ethan. The prize included not only a cash reward, but also the opportunity to have his story published in a popular literary magazine. This exposure caught the attention of a small publishing house, which offered to work with him on his novel. Months later, his book was finally in print. The first time he held a copy in his hands, he couldn't believe it was real. Ethan's journey wasn't easy. He had been rejected, doubted, and almost gave up. But he learned a valuable lesson. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of the journey to success. If you have a dream, don't let fear or failure stop you. You may face rejection, doubt, and difficult times, but as long as you keep going, success will eventually find you. Ethan's story is proof that no matter where you start, no matter how many obstacles stand in your way, perseverance and belief in yourself can lead you to your dreams. So, what's stopping you from chasing yours? It all started on a quiet Sunday morning when Emma found an old letter hidden inside a dusty book at her grandmother's house. The envelope was yellowed with age and the ink had faded, but the words were still legible. To the one who seeks the truth, it read. Curiosity ignited in Emma's heart, and she knew she had to uncover the story behind this mysterious letter. Emma, a 22-year-old aspiring journalist, had always been fascinated by untold stories. She spent the next few days researching the letter's origins, questioning her grandmother about its past. However, her grandmother, Mrs. Thompson, only smiled mysteriously and said, "Some secrets are meant to be discovered when the time is right." Determined, Emma traced the handwriting to a man named James Carter, a journalist who had vanished 50 years ago. With the help of her best friend Liam, she visited the town's library to search for any articles written by Carter. To their surprise, they found a newspaper clipping about a missing treasure linked to an unsolved mystery in their small town. The article mentioned a hidden vault somewhere beneath the town hall, where Carter had allegedly found evidence of corruption and embezzlement. However, before he could publish his findings, he mysteriously disappeared, leaving only whispers and rumors behind. One night, Emma and Liam followed a clue hidden in the letter that led them to an abandoned house on the outskirts of town. The house creaked under their footsteps, and the air smelled of old wood and forgotten memories. As they searched, Emma found a secret compartment in the fireplace. Inside, they discovered another letter, this time from James Carter himself. It revealed that he had uncovered corruption in the town's government, but was silenced before he could expose the truth. The letter also contained a rough map leading to the hidden vault beneath the town hall. Emma and Liam knew they had to act fast. The next night, they sneaked into the town hall, following the map through a series of underground tunnels. The deeper they went, the colder the air became, and the more they felt as if they were being watched. After what felt like an eternity, they stumbled upon an old metal door. It took both of them to push it open, revealing a dimly lit room filled with dusty documents, stacks of money, and tapes containing conversations between corrupt officials. Just as they were about to take photos, they heard footsteps approaching. Someone else knew they were there, Liam quickly turned off his flashlight, and they hid behind a large cabinet. The shadow of a man loomed in the doorway. It was Mr. Davidson, a local historian known for suppressing inconvenient truths. Holding her breath, Emma signaled to Liam to take pictures with his phone. The truth needed to be told. Once Davidson left, Emma and Liam hurried to the police, presenting their evidence. The case was reopened, and soon, the authorities discovered hidden records confirming James Carter's investigation. Several high-ranking officials were arrested, and the town was shocked to learn of the corruption. James Carter's name was finally cleared, and his story was brought to light after so many years. The vault was sealed off, and the town's mayor announced a public inquiry into past injustices. Emma and Liam's bravery was recognized, and they were invited to share their findings in a national newspaper. For the first time, the town felt a sense of justice and renewal. Emma's discovery not only solved a decades-old mystery, but also earned her recognition as a brave journalist. Inspired by Carter's courage, she decided to dedicate her life to uncovering hidden truths and giving a voice to those who had been silenced. As she held the original letter in her hands, she whispered, "Thank you, James. Your story will never be forgotten." As for Liam, he decided to continue working with Emma, forming a new investigative team to expose corruption and tell the stories that mattered. Their journey was just beginning, and they knew that there were many more mysteries waiting to be uncovered. Learning English through stories helps improve your vocabulary and comprehension. What did you learn from Emma's adventure? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more exciting stories.
James had always dreamed of becoming a world-renowned architect. Ever since he was a child, he would sketch buildings, imagining entire cities designed by him. But coming from a small town with limited opportunities, his dream seemed too big, too far away. However, he was determined not to let his circumstances define his future. One day, while working at his uncle's hardware store, James came across a flyer about an architecture competition in the city. The grand prize? A scholarship to one of the best architecture schools in the country. It was his chance to prove himself. James spent every free moment working on his design. With no formal training, he relied on books, online tutorials, and his natural talent. His friends supported him, but many doubted he could compete against students with years of professional education. Even his parents were skeptical, fearing he would face disappointment. Despite the doubts, James remained steadfast. He sought guidance from an old retired architect in town, Mr. Reynolds, who saw James's passion and agreed to mentor him. Under Mr. Reynolds's guidance, James refined his design, learning about balance, structure, and functionality. Weeks later, James received an email. He had been selected as one of the finalists. He was invited to present his design in front of a panel of experts. Excitement and nerves filled him as he traveled to the city, stepping into a world he had only dreamed of. At the presentation, James stood before the judges, his heart pounding. He explained his concept, his inspiration, and the thought behind every detail. Some judges nodded in approval, others remained unreadable. The moment of truth arrived when the head judge stood up and announced the winner. James held his breath. And the scholarship goes to James Carter. The room erupted in applause. James couldn't believe it. His hard work had paid off. He looked at Mr. Reynolds, who gave him a proud nod. His dream was no longer just a dream, it was becoming a reality. Returning home, James was met with cheers from his friends and family. Even those who doubted him now celebrated his success. But James knew this was only the beginning. The real journey was just starting. James went on to study at the prestigious architecture school, learning from the best minds in the field. Years later, he became a successful architect, designing landmarks that would inspire future generations. His story became a testament to the power of ambition, perseverance, and believing in oneself. No matter where you come from, no dream is too big if you are willing to work for it. Learning English through stories helps improve vocabulary and comprehension. What did you learn from James's journey? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more inspiring stories. Michael had always dreamed of becoming a successful entrepreneur. Ever since he was a child, he had a passion for creating things, whether it was small inventions, business ideas, or simply helping his father at their tiny grocery store. But growing up in a poor neighborhood, the chances of making it big seemed slim. One day, after being rejected from a job interview for lacking experience, he realized that no one was going to hand him success. He had to create it himself. Determined, Michael started reading books on business, entrepreneurship, and self-development. He worked multiple part-time jobs, saving every penny while researching opportunities. One evening, he stumbled upon a problem people in his community faced. There was no convenient way to get groceries delivered. Inspired, he came up with an idea: a small grocery delivery service. With his limited savings, Michael bought a second-hand bicycle and created a simple website. At first, business was slow, but he didn't give up. He handed out flyers, talked to local shop owners, and even made free deliveries to earn people's trust. Slowly, word spread, and orders started coming in. Just as things were picking up, a setback hit. His bicycle was stolen. It was a devastating blow, but instead of giving up, he borrowed money from a friend, bought an even better bicycle, and kept going. Months later, his business had grown significantly. He hired his first employee and expanded to more neighborhoods. Investors started noticing his success, and one day, he received an offer to pitch his idea to a group of business leaders. This was his biggest opportunity yet. Standing in front of the investors, Michael was nervous. He had never spoken to such powerful people before, but as he shared his journey, his struggles, persistence, and vision, they saw his determination. After a long discussion, one of the investors stood up and said, "We believe in you. We want to help you grow." With the investment, Michael transformed his small business into a full-fledged company. He hired a team, developed an app, and expanded to multiple cities. His service not only made grocery shopping easier, but also provided jobs to many young people in his community. Years later, he stood on a stage, receiving an award for young entrepreneurs. Looking at the crowd, he remembered where he started, a boy with a dream and a second-hand bicycle. Michael's story became an inspiration to many. He proved that success isn't about where you start, but how determined you are to reach your goals. No matter the obstacles, with hard work, resilience, and passion, anything is possible. Learning English through stories helps improve vocabulary and comprehension. What did you learn from Michael's journey? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more inspiring stories. Daniel and Alex had been best friends since childhood. They grew up in the same neighborhood, went to the same school, and shared dreams of traveling the world together. But as they grew older, life began pulling them in different directions. Daniel wanted to become a musician, while Alex pursued a career in business. Despite their differences, they promised to always support each other. One day, Daniel got an opportunity to audition for a famous music academy, but self-doubt crept in. What if I'm not good enough? He thought. Sensing his hesitation, Alex encouraged him, saying, "You've come this far, don't give up now." With Alex's support, Daniel went to the audition. He played his guitar with passion, but when the results were announced, his name wasn't on the list. Feeling crushed, he decided to give up on music. Alex, however, refused to let him quit. "Failures are just lessons in disguise," he reminded Daniel. Determined to help his friend, Alex set up a small music event at a local cafe, inviting people to listen to Daniel's performance. Though hesitant at first, Daniel agreed. That night, as he played, he saw the joy his music brought to others, reigniting his passion. As Daniel's confidence grew, he started uploading videos of his music online. Slowly but surely, his audience expanded, and one day, he received a message from a renowned producer who had seen his videos. It was an invitation to record his own songs. Meanwhile, Alex faced struggles of his own. His startup business wasn't taking off as planned, and he felt like a failure. Seeing his friend in distress, Daniel reminded him of his own advice. Failures are just lessons in disguise. Encouraged, Alex reworked his business plan, made new connections, and within months, his company started thriving. Years later, Daniel became a successful musician, and Alex's business was booming. But through all the success, they never forgot their friendship. One day, Daniel received an award for his music, and in his speech, he said, "I wouldn't be here without my best friend Alex. He believed in me when I didn't believe in myself." The crowd cheered, and Alex, sitting in the audience, smiled. That moment proved that true friendship isn't just about being there in good times. It's about lifting each other up when times are tough. Their friendship continued to thrive as they supported each other in every new challenge. Daniel helped Alex create a unique brand using music, and Alex helped Daniel manage his growing career. Together, they proved that success is even sweeter when shared with a true friend. Friendship is one of life's greatest treasures. It gives us strength, courage, and the motivation to keep going. No matter where life takes you, a true friend will always stand by your side. Learning English through stories helps improve vocabulary and comprehension. What did you learn from Daniel and Alex's journey? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more inspiring stories.
In a bustling city filled with towering skyscrapers and endless crowds, there lived a man named Daniel. From the outside, his life seemed perfect. He had a high-paying job, a luxurious apartment, and a reputation of success. But deep inside, he felt trapped. Every morning he woke up to the blaring sound of his alarm, dressed in the same dull suits, and spent hours in an office cubicle that felt more like a prison cell than a workspace. Daniel had always believed that freedom was about financial stability, but despite having everything he thought he wanted, he felt suffocated. He had no time for himself, no passion, and no real sense of purpose. His life was dictated by deadlines, meetings, and the pressure to maintain an image of success. He wasn't living, he was merely existing. One evening, after another exhausting day at work, Daniel stopped by a quiet cafe. As he sipped his coffee, he overheard an old man talking to a group of young travelers. The man, with a weathered face and eyes full of wisdom, said something that struck Daniel deeply. Freedom is not about how much money you have. It's about having the courage to live life on your own terms. The words echoed in Daniel's mind. He realized that he had spent his entire life chasing a version of freedom that wasn't real. He had been working for security, not for happiness. That night he lay awake, questioning everything he had built. Was he brave enough to change his life? Could he truly break free? The next morning, Daniel made a decision that would change his life forever. He quit his job, sold most of his belongings, and bought a one-way ticket to South America. For the first time, he had no plan, just an open heart and a desire to discover what true freedom meant. His journey took him to remote villages, bustling marketplaces, and serene mountaintops. He met people who lived with so little, yet seemed far happier than anyone he knew back home. He worked on farms, learned new languages, and even spent nights sleeping under the stars. With each experience, the invisible chains that had bound him for years started to break. Daniel's travels weren't always easy. There were moments of loneliness, uncertainty, and even fear. But through every challenge, he discovered something new about himself. He learned that freedom wasn't about escaping responsibilities, but about choosing which responsibilities truly mattered. He realized that true wealth wasn't in his bank account, but in the connections he made, the experiences he embraced, and the moments of pure joy he allowed himself to feel. One day, while standing on the edge of a breathtaking cliff overlooking the ocean, Daniel finally understood. Freedom wasn't a destination. It was a mindset. It was about having the courage to live authentically, to embrace the unknown, and to follow the whispers of his own soul. After years of travel, Daniel didn't return to his old life. Instead, he built a new one where he worked remotely doing something he loved, where he had time to enjoy the sunrise, and where he felt a deep sense of peace. He had redefined freedom on his own terms. So now, ask yourself, are you truly free? Or are you simply comfortable? Sometimes the greatest risk in life is not taking one at all. If there's something calling out to you, a dream, a passion, a desire, don't ignore it. Real freedom is having the courage to chase it, because in the end, the only chains that hold us back are the ones we choose to wear.